Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. I did plan on filming yesterday, Saturday, but Gray wasn't feeling tip-top, and Bruno, I cut his toenails in the morning, so that meant that for the remainder of the day he was in a disgusting mood because, you know, how dare I cut his toenails. So I'm going to place you here. You're leaning against the plant right now. No, I'm going to move you. Can you see me? I don't know. Just getting Bruno 2 drinks. Bruno! And snacks. Yeah, I hope you've all had a good couple of weeks since I saw you last. I do realise it's been a long time, longer than usual between my last one, but we've had a busy few months. It's been lots of birthdays. So it was Jake's birthday last Saturday, the 29th. To be honest, I kind of wish I did record on that day because it would have been some brilliant entertainment because Daddy was very drunk, wasn't he? Can you say hello? There's a wave under there. Can you say hello?
Hello.
Hello, good boy. So he had a cowboy themed birthday party, didn't he? Did Daddy have a cowboy theme? He said cowboy?
Hello.
Cowboy. What do you want? Some shreddies, okay, some cereal. So that was last weekend. Then obviously it was school during the week and it was just a mundane week of me doing normal mum chores. Bonnie, it's her birthday today, by the way, isn't it, Bonnie? Is it your birthday? She's 3, so she's fully mature now, which means she's completely well behaved. Isn't that right, Bonnie? Bullshit, that's not true. So that's today, and then next weekend, the 13th, is Mason's birthday. So Mason will be 12. We're not going to do like a big party and have loads of people around for him because he gets a bit overwhelmed. So for Jake's birthday, he stayed up in his room for the whole time because there was too many people around, too many noises, unfamiliar faces because Jake had friends around, their children, things like that. And he's just quite shy. He's quite an introvert, so, you know, he's been an extrovert all week at school, so at the weekends and in the evenings he likes to keep himself to himself, which is fair enough. We're all a bit like that sometimes. So yeah, but now the boys have broken up for Easter holidays. I'm going to get the tripod out to put you on. So this is how my mind works. I don't actually plan things before I do it, and it drives Jake insane. A normal person would have set everything up and then started, but no, not me. So hang on, you're gonna be wobbly at the minute. It's alright, you can do that. I'll put you on my stand. And we're on. Again, I'm just gonna put some laundry on. Are you filming still? You are, yeah. So again, just more laundry. So yeah, the boys are off now for 2.5 weeks for Easter. So this week come in, and the following week, they're going out with carers 2 days each. So they're out 4 days in total, each boy, but Bruno and Mason, because Gray doesn't go out with carers. But then Jake's off this week, so we're going to do bits as well. So we're going out tomorrow with my parents and all of the boys to some walk garden place that they found, which the boys are like, because my boys just like being out and about. You don't need to spend hundreds on my kids to keep them entertained. And to be quite honest, they wouldn't want to do things like theme parks because, again, particularly school holidays, too busy. So just a bit of a mishmash of a week, really. Boys out here and there. Me and Jake just want to finish off doing bits in the living room because I've been decorating that ready for the sofas to come. So the sofas are going to come end of this month, hopefully. But I'm not going to plan for them to be delivered until the boys go back because my boys like to run out when anyone opens the door, so the delivery men will be bringing in the sofas and my boys will be jumping in their vans. And also my boys aren't always appropriate with people, so they'll be coming in the house. Bruno will be going up to them, tickle, tickle, cuddles, getting them to get them a snack, so it's just becomes an embarrassment. Right, that's everything there. So yes. So Jake's out today, well this morning, shooting, clay shooting. He's gone with his dad. I've just cut Mason's hair because I did do it yesterday, but I ended up cutting it a bit weird, and he ended up looking like Anne Robinson. A bit of a bowl cut going on. I'm just out in the garden seeing what needs doing because it's really sunny here at the minute. But look, I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but this isn't a particularly special plant. It's just a hydrangea. But my youngest, Grayson, likes to snap off all of the branches on it because they're like twigs and flap them around. So I've had to put chicken wire around it to stop. Although I'm not particularly precious about it, I would like it to grow. So I'll just show you the living room. So I've painted the walls. So we've gone greeny colour on these. And then you're going to get dizzy now, aren't you? Just a lighter colour off-white on that wall. So I'm going to get that wooden panelling, acoustic panelling behind the TV there. So there'll be like a gap either side of it. We were going to do the fireplace, like a fake fireplace, but we've decided against it because I don't know if I can trust the boys, in all honesty. So we're going to turn the heating off because the heating likes to come on and there's no point because the door's open. So yeah, done quite well. So it's just little bits we're doing here now. I know from a comment on one of my last videos, someone asked about if I could go through communicating and how the boys communicate, which I will. And while we're on that topic, I was going to talk about an app that Bruno, so in the last vlog, I believe I told you that at school, sorry, I'm getting a bit too loud for Bruno, he wants me to go away. At school, they're trialing Bruno on a talker, basically iPad with communication device on it. So if you imagine all the pet cards, so cards with the symbols on, or an app, so he can touch it, for example, say, I want biscuits, it creates a sentence, and it spoke, sorry, my language is horrific. It speaks to you, and that app was called TD Snap. So we bought him an iPad mini, which is what we can't get on Android, so we had to buy him one. All of his other iPads are an Android. So we bought him an iPad mini, we downloaded the app, but now what TD Snap have decided to do is now they're going to charge you a subscription of, if you want it to talk to you and say what the child has requested, you have to now pay £10 a month. I personally think, and other people think, that's disgusting, because talking is not a luxury. It's a basic right, it's a basic need. It's not something like Netflix, Disney Plus, where it's a luxury. Everyone has the right to talk. It's particularly bad, I think, for families that have previously been using that app and their children are used to using it, are perfectly well using it, use it daily to request things, and now that voice has been taken off of the app. When you press on it to talk, it now says you have to pay. I think that's disgusting, because it's bad enough that our children weren't given a natural voice to talk with, but then when we finally teach them, which can take years and years of work, teach them to use this app and finally give them a voice, these companies want to make money out of it and charge us parents who, quite frankly, we don't get paid enough, particularly the UK carers allowance, to supplement these things. So £10 a month to a lot of people is not possible. So I think that's absolutely disgusting. So I know there is another app out there that the boys can trial at school, but that app itself costs like £500 to download onto an iPad, which, not being funny, but my carers allowance each month is £300 to look after 3 disabled children. I don't know where people get off on this. It's disgusting, to be honest with you. But yeah, so that is the app that he was using. Of course, we will, if he uses it perfectly at school, I will pay £10 a month, because I believe £10 a month is worth hearing my child and giving my child a voice. But there are families out there that can't afford that, and it's just not right. It makes me sad. I actually cried when I watched a vlog of a family that I follow in America. He was talking about it because his daughter uses that app, and I just think it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. But that's my rant over on that. But I'm going to show you. It's really random. It's hidden behind my sofa, so bear with me. Sorry, Bruno. Hang on. Bruno hides and Mason hides things behind sofas. So I'm going to show you what Bruno uses at school, which is basically a starting point to get him using the app on the iPad. I'm just going to sit down here, put my tripod down while the kids are upstairs. Hope you can see me. Right, so if I cover my hand on anything, it's because in his book there's pictures of family and there's pictures of staff. Now obviously I don't mind, and my family don't mind me showing pictures of them, but there are staff that work with Mason at school, which I'm obviously not going to show their pictures. So this is Bruno's communication book that he uses at school. Now, this is different from a PECS folder. So, I mean, I've shown in previous vlogs. Hang on, I believe I've got one. I'm going to show you, because my boys don't use this now. The traditional PEC book. I believe it's in the drawer over here. See what I mean about being unorganised? ADHD. I'm going to show you some different methods. I'll have a whole drawer of communication. I'll bring them out to show you. Hey, Mace. I'll bring them back in the kitchen. Hang on. Let's go. Bruno's laughing at me now. I know, I'm a clown. Here's Mace, everybody, with a slightly better haircut. It's shorter, but we had to take it short because you just look like a what do you call him? A monk, didn't you? It was ridiculous. What do you want? You want something to eat? Okay. Of course he does. I'm in the kitchen. It must mean it's snack time. Set you down here. See what I mean? I'm getting around to telling you, but oh, everyone wants something. What do you want? Show me which cupboard. Top one. Choose. You want shredders? Can you get me a bowl? Mason, can you get me a bowl from the cupboard? Yup. My boys like dry cereal, in case you're wondering. It's not prison food. They choose to have this. They love it. They won't have milk. They don't like milk. Can I see your hair now? It's dry. Let me see. Yeah. That's better. It was questionable, wasn't it? Daddy was laughing at it. Like a Dumb and Dumber haircut, wasn't it? I tried. Right, that's that, and I'll do you a juice. You wait for your juice? Hang on then, Mace. I'm not bringing it up to you. I'm not your servant. I am. Bloody hell, man. Well, I'm not bringing it up, so it'll be down here when you want it. Sorry. It's chaos in this house, but you know that. Jake's always like, woman, just sit down and talk. I'm like, man, I do try and sit down and talk, but these boys don't allow me to.
I'm a man.
Right, now I've got all my bits sorted. I'll go through it again. I've just got to check you're still recording. Yeah. Right. Shall I put the light on? Can we put the light on? I'll do it better. So, if your child is first starting out communicating, for my children, this is how it was anyway, and for pretty much all the children on the spectrum that I know who have speech problems or are non-verbal, you will most likely start off with something called a PECS folder. You can buy these on like Amazon. And what they are, it's a little folder, ring binder, different plastic pages in. You can put different categories in there. There's not hardly any in this one because my boys don't use these now. And for example, we have pet cards that say, I don't know, these ones say the toilet, home. There'll be a sentence strip on the bottom here. Mine's been eaten, probably by Bruno. And it will say, there'll be an I want symbol, like I want drink. But what you start off by doing is maybe, instead of using the folder, get your child to, when they want a drink, so Mason's just asked for a drink, I'd show him drink, drink. So that's the drink symbol. Give it to him to hand to me, and then I'd hand him the drink, or whichever thing that they want. So my boys tend to not work so well with generic pictures. So things like school, like home, things like that. Pictures don't mean anything. So what we've done over the years is, for example, we like bubbles. So I've printed off pictures of their bubbles. So they know that that's what they want. They're not confused about what it is. It's very specific to them. They want garlic bread. So it's a photo, it's obvious to me, they want garlic bread. So you can print off your own ones and put them in your board. Like I say, Amazon, I think these were about 20 quid. Comes with the inserts, some generic maybe pet cards, but each school probably uses a different pet card format. So just check with your child's preschool what ones they use. Hopefully if they're helpful, they'll print them out for you as well, give them to you to use at home, what they should be doing. So that did work well for Bruno, but the issue that I was having is Mason likes to hide them, take them off, take the pet cards off and chuck them and they're gone. And then I won't find the pet card again. Or because they use little Velcro strips, They like to pick the Velcro off the back because they have pica, where they like to eat everything that's edible. They'll eat the Velcro, eat the card, and then 24 hours later, they're pooing out a finished card. So it doesn't work so well for us in our family. Perfect for starting off because it gets them used to that whole of, this picture means that if I give that to my mum, she'll know I want biscuit. She'll know I want a drink. Things like that. So I sat down with school and I said to them, look, the text folder is just not working. It goes missing. The cards go missing. I can't take out a whole ring binder with me when I'm out in public. Things just, it doesn't last 2 minutes. So what they came up with is to try and get him used to using a talker where he touches it on his iPad and requests and it will repeat and say what he likes, is they started him off by making him a communication book. So on the front, it's just got a picture of him. So staff at school basically know this is for him. All the symbols in here are relevant to him and what he has, and pictures of his family. So for another child, it wouldn't work so well because it's not got what they want on it. It's not got the people that they want in it. So in there, it's got a contents page. So it's got a relevant page to what things that he might want. So the people in his life, actions. So I want, go, finish, things like this. Emotions, you've got your food and drink. Pet cards that he'd mainly be using at school. Body, because obviously now he's at an age where I think it's from year 3. They have to learn about sex education, body parts. So getting them to learn their relevant body parts. So then hopefully in time he could be like, Mummy, my arm hurts. Mummy, my leg hurts. He can tell me what hurts. Places, so this could be places where your child likes to go. And feelings, because obviously you want them to be able to tell you if they feel unwell, if they're happy, if they're sad, and if they're cross. So it's not a guessing game. So if I show you, I'm just going to try and find a page which hasn't got staff members on. Let me see if there is a page. If there isn't, it's fine. I will just cover it up. No, so my hands isn't that big, I'm not going to cover it. So obviously the family is mixed with the staff on here, so I'm not going to show you the pictures of faces. So what Bruno will do is he will go, I want, and then he'll go to the next page, or actually, I want Bubbles, or he'll go, I want Alex the Lion from Madagascar. These are all toys that are relevant to him. I want Ball, and he can be like, I want more, I want finish, I want to go to the toilet. So it gives him the options where he can create a sentence by pointing at the options. Obviously, the most used page is going to be food. So he'll come up to me and be like, right, I'll show you here. I have a page that pulls out. It's got people's faces on that page, just a little bit that comes out. I'm covering it because it's got staff members on there. So he'll point to the relevant person. So it'll be Mummy, I want crisps. So he'll do it that way. So he'll open it up and he's very good at using it. But as you can see, we printed off. So he's got pictures of, just to have a biscuit card isn't good enough. So he's got pictures of his favourite ones, custard creams, Oreos, chocolate bourbons. They're the biscuits he eats, so he can make a choice rather than just biscuit. And if I go to the cupboard and go and get him a custard cream and he didn't want that, he wanted an Oreo, he can get angry. So it just makes his choices more specific to him. So this is how he uses that. So he does use it. His speech therapist has shown me videos at school where he's been given his iPad and he's getting on really well with it. But as with any children, the first thing he's going to do when you give him an iPad is see if he can go on YouTube. I mean, they're not silly. If they know they can go on YouTube, they will. So what we're doing is, this iPad's in a yellow case, and that's going to be for your communication. And this iPad tablet is in a red case or a blue case, and these are the ones you're going to use at home. So he knows that I can go on YouTube on these ones, but I can't for this one. This is my voice, this one. So that's what we're getting him to do. That's just Bruno. Mason could not give a damn about communication at home so much. At school, he'll use basic things to want his pad changed because he's in pads. So he'll use a toilet card, or he'll use a break card because he wants to have a break and go to a different room to escape the noise. And he'll use food symbols. But at home, it's gesture, isn't it, Mace? I've done your drink and you left it. So he'll go to the cupboard, get me a bowl, take me to the food cupboard. He knows where things are in the house. He's just a gesture-based communication boy. That's fine. Gray? He hasn't got the concentration at the minute. to be able to communicate effectively in any way. Bit like Mason, if he wants a drink, give me his bottle and he'll drag me to the cupboard for food, but that's as far as it goes. What we are doing with Gray is these buttons. So I'll show you them. He's got one up in the room at the minute. The go one. He presses it when he wants me to leave his room. It's very rude. So what these do... Drink. Right. So on these buttons, you put your pet card in there. So the top of these buttons, these are from Amazon as well, come off and you can put whatever pet card you want in there. So it could be a food, a drink, an action, nappy, a toilet, anything that you feel that your children would use effectively. So what we're trying to get him to do, so he's got the go one upstairs, we've got a goodbye, to get him to say bye to people, toilet, to tell me if he needs a pad change, if he wants help to get into things, and if he wants more of something. So the idea is these buttons are out and about. I only keep them out when Gray's here because the other two will just use them like a toy and break them. You press them, you record your voice on it, and it just says they want to drink. So these work well to get them to start communication and to get them to understand that that symbol means drink, and when you press that symbol, I will get you a drink. So these are from Amazon as well. You can record anything onto them, any words, phrases that you think are relevant to your child, and they are a really good way of just getting them to use and understand what the pet cards do. Cause and effect as well is always good with Gray because he's more likely to use something if he gets an action out of it, if he gets a reaction. So he likes them because they make a noise. I press that button, I get a noise. He's very interactive like that. So that's how my boys currently communicate. Bruno is kind of what I call pre-verbal. So, for example, if he can't get to his communication book, there's no cups about, he'll come up to me and he will go, juice, juice. But he won't go, Mummy, I want a juice. Mummy, can I have a juice? It's very much a one-word basis, and not all the words are clear. So, for example, if he wants a biscuit, he'll go, isket, which I understand as biscuit. He also signs Macaton, so that's biscuit. So he can do biscuit, he can do more. So he does Macaton and he uses certain words, but he's very good at kind of repeating what you ask. So if I say to him, what's that? If I can do it. Bruno! See if he'll do it. Come here! Bruno! If I say to him, what's that? Bruno will point it and go, what's that? Because he copies what I say. I'll show you. So there's link in the room he'll do it with. So he doesn't necessarily speak of his own accord, if that makes sense. He copies what I say. Bruno? Bruno? What's that? What's that? What's that? Do it again, Nat. What's that? See? Is that an iPad? Is it iPad? iPad, good boy. What's that? What's that? So he'll copy and say, what's that? And then I have to prompt him to say what it is, which is a good thing. It's starting to communicate. He will literally copy what you say. So you have to be very careful of what you say around Mr. Bruno. But that's how we basically do our communication at the minute. It's a slow burner. No point in rushing them, because what I do find is that if you rush them, they get frustrated. It creates anger problems. So let them do it in their own time. It will happen. I waited 8 years for Bruno to do it, but he's now doing it. And it's worth the wait. Just remember, they develop at different rates. So, don't compare what my 8-year-old is doing to what your 2-year-old's doing, because when Bruno was 2 years old, psycho. All he did was scream and shout and attack people all the time. And I'm not over exaggerating. He was horrific. So from 2-year-old to 8-year-old, he's come on really far. So just give it time. It's a slow burner, but it will happen. But that's just how my children communicate. Some children communicate more so with sign language, with Macaton, which is great. Bruno does do that, like I say. The other two, not bothered again. But yeah, any other questions regarding that, ask. But because it just comes so normal and natural to me, I don't cover things which actually you might find interesting. So any other questions, just pop them in the comments and I'll try and answer them for you. I do read the comments, by the way. I don't necessarily reply to all of them because I have a memory like a fish and I'll forget, or Jake will have to prompt me to. but I do read them all, so thank you for that. But yeah, so I'm just going to have a drink now, because after all that gassing, I'm really thirsty. Drink, by the way, that's your Macaton. Drink. Just coming to the kitchen to find Grace just found my Pepsi, pouring it in to a cup. You think, oh yeah, no, that's very dignified. It's really, really good manners drinking out of a cup. You think, but just you wait and see what he does. That's just gross, isn't it? Is that gross? Gray, are you gross? And he'll drink it and spit it back in again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Grayson and his antics. And now back Pepsi is probably going to go and be spat all over his floor. Can you not just drink it like a human? You've got to spit it in there from a great height. He does this as well in the car seat. So when he comes home from school, if they leave his juice bottle in his bag with juice in it, what he'll do is he'll get it and spit it all into his cup holder. And then sometimes when he fills that up, what he'll then do is just spit it at the back of my head. And that's just gorgeous. Love him. It's all sensory, isn't it? It's all sensory. What am I moaning about? Anyway, I'm going to go and clean the chickens out now, because the chickens make a mess. But at least they give me eggs. What do these boys contribute? Chaos. Absolute chaos. And now he's just gone and stolen his brother's iPad. We're going to have a fight about that now. See you later. Bye. See you at dinner time. Don't you dare get it on my carpet. Boys. Good, haven't they? So yeah, I'm going to go sort out the chicks. And then Jake's when we come home. And then we've got a smoker for his birthday. It's under the cover. It looks like a horse, isn't it? We've got a smoker. So we're going to put a chicken and that on it for lunch. I've got to go and do mundane things like Tesco's. Do a bit of food shopping. You know, all the boring stuff. Especially because the boys are going out all in the week. I'm going to clean up my little beasties. Hi beasties. Hi beasties. Hey. Do you like them? Say hi, Bon. They're your mates. I'm not letting them out yet. Because anything that might be growing will get shredded to pieces. Yeah, so I hope the communication part helped people who are wondering. Like I'm pretty scatty, so if I've missed anything or you want me to go over it again, just ask. Trying to concentrate with these feral children home is a challenge. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will do more videos throughout the weeks. They might be more frequent over the next couple of weeks because I've got the boys home with me. So keep an eye out for them. And if you already have subscribed, thank you. If not, please like and subscribe. All the support is appreciated.